I'm heading off to another city near Bucharest to speak at at a high school.
Get clients, get them results. You always want to focus on your strengths.
There's actually no way for me to actually give the same attention to the $1 million client and to the $500 million client.
You just have to focus on doing your thing well.
Good morning. I'm heading right now to actually the police station to get some kind of paper because in about a few days, I think, I'm gonna get my driver license. At least I'm gonna do the class test, or how it's called in English, I don't know. So be able to actually like take the theoretical test to actually go and do the driving. So that's exciting. Have been trying to do this for the last 6 months. I've been really delaying it, getting this driver license, because I don't really need a driver license, but I will get it either way. And right now, today, I'm heading off to another city near Bucharest to speak at at a high school because I've got invited to speak from some friends that have this thing called I Want to Be an Entrepreneur movement. They basically go around and teach people how to be an entrepreneur. So really excited about that. So let's go.
Mi se pare foarte important ca mai ales tinerii, și eu sunt tânăr, adică eu sunt practic de vârsta lor, să aibă un exemplu, știi? Și ăsta e cel mai ușor ca noi oamenii să evoluăm, să avem un exemplu palpabil în fața noastră, după care să învățăm. Deci ăsta mi se pare motivul principal. Dacă noi venim în fața lor și cumva ei văd că există o posibilitate să faci chestia asta, sau să facă ceea ce vor ei să facă, poate fi antreprenoriat, poate fi orice altceva, mi se pare super, super important.
Book recommendation of the day. It's this book called Willpower by Roy Baumeister. I think is his name. Actually, I'm rereading this book the second time. I have a lot of things on it. It's an incredible book. It's about willpower, something that a lot of people miss. You need discipline. You need a lot of things in order to like do what you want, not just dreams. You also need not decision fatigue. You also need to have discipline and have willpower in what you're doing, okay? So really good book. And that's it.
So just got home. Been doing a lot of things today. I'm gonna spend probably the next couple of hours kind of like catching up on what we will do as an agency, what I will do myself in the next week. Leaving on Friday for Barcelona. Barcelona. It's not Barcelona, it's Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Barcelona. Barcelona. Barcelona.
Until then, I'm really curious on how can I play out and do everything that I want to do in these 3 days, which is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Kind of what I've learned today after speaking with those young people like me is, first off, I believe that there's just such a massive thing that happens with school and people. I believe that when you go to school this long, it literally wires you to hate learning, and I think that's so wrong from so many reasons. You probably know what I mean, right? Like when you go in school, when you go there for like 12 years or 7 years or 24 years, or not 24, but you know what I mean? When you go to school for that long and you're kind of forced to do a lot of things that you may not like to do and that you don't feel or you don't see any use and practical purpose for it, it's interesting to me how that plays out in the long run, because I think the most valuable asset you can have in your life, one of the most valuable for sure, is your ability to learn. And if you connect that with something bad, like that's not a good thing to do. So that's what I've seen in these kids. I think there were a lot of them were open, a lot of them were trying to learn. At the same time, I felt that there's a lot of like kind of like a point of like, I don't want to do this, because they connected learning and they connected new things with things that are bad. And I felt this with myself, like actually the reason I haven't read any book until I was like 16 is because I connected books with something bad, with something I was forced to do. But when I got to read something that I was interested in, then, well, that changes the story, right? But I think that's a massive thing I learned. The second thing would be to, like, if you're young, if you're like, I try to, like, as much as I can, niche down my message to young people and to encourage that, because that's something I've done, and that's something I think I can like at least show people what I've done, and if they're inspired to do something, that's awesome. What I think it's valuable to young kids is just to realize that nobody can really tell them what to do, and at the end of the day, they gotta do what they feel it's right for them. Taking in consideration the family's point of view, the teacher's point of view, the friend's point of view, but at the same time, making your decision based on what you want. You're not gonna be a doctor just because your mom says so, right? I mean, you're not gonna be able to do that in the long run when you don't like it. So you're a lot better off just choosing something that you like and going in that direction. And that's for another discussion. But yeah, that's what I believe. Also, what I want to get to you in this short vlog here is, I think a lot of people like are thinking like, okay, how do I choose something to do? And they either go on the extreme of like, I want to choose something that I'm passionate about, I don't care about the money, or I want to choose something that I'm making money out of, but maybe I'm not passionate or I don't like it. I think the actual reality is a mix of those. You want to choose something that you like, something that you're good at and you're passionate in. At the same time, you want that thing to be able to make a revenue. And there's a lot of ways you can make a revenue and money out of anything. At the same time, you want to choose something that has the highest potential of doing that. So for me, for example, the way I kind of got into the agency game is I realized I love people. I love understanding how they work, how they think, why they make decisions, why they choose that, why they choose this, why they do things. I loved that. So I thought, okay, what's the thing I can apply that to and be able to actually monetize that and build off of it? And that was advertising for me. I think this is a perfect match. Like, I'm expressing my need and my gift to understand people through the power of advertising, through Facebook ads, through Instagram ads, through branding, through like videos we do and so forth, and many other things. So I think that's kind of how I think about it. I follow a mix between passion and monetization, and that's just how I believe it's right for me. At the same time, I believe that if you have a weird passion, there's still a lot of ways you can do that. Like if you like horses, you can do like courses online on how to ride a horse, and you can make money off of that, plenty enough to have a decent revenue. So I think there's a lot of things, a lot of variables. That's kind of my message for you today. I love you so much for watching these vlogs, and we'll see you in tomorrow's vlog. We have an intensive week. It's gonna be intense. I kind of love intense weeks, by the way. And yeah, thank you so much. I think that's what we should all base our decisions on, realizing what makes us happy, fulfilled, aligned, and going towards that as much as we can. That's at least what I do. And yeah, and when you get to that point, like, this is